All right, let's just chat a little bit about being a driver on i14 and some of the responsibilities. So upwind, you're going to have your control of your jib with your jib sheet right here. Obviously, you're driving the boat. This boat's set up with the foil control on the tiller extension, so you've got control of the foil. So I've got steering, foil, jib. I've got my main and cunno right here. I can trim those. Crew can trim those. Usually it's the crew. But let's just talk about driving the boat. I want to make sure that I've got really good communication with the crew at all times. It's definitely a team sport. I want to make sure I'm keeping the boat underneath the crew, right? And what I mean by that is it being level, balanced, and sailing fast. Whenever we're doing a tack or a jibe, I can only turn the boat as fast as the crew is moving through it. Sometimes that can be very fast, sometimes it could be slow. The crew might come in, and this happens to everybody, and might get caught up on this trapeze wire or something. He needs to tell me, he or she needs to tell me right away, and then I can slow that turn down, right? So I'm going with the crew and usually doing countdowns on tacks or jibes. Hey, we're gonna tack, 3, 2, 1, and then rolling through the tack. All right, here we are, i14 skipper position. Essentially where you want to start is you always want to stay on your feet. Try not to ever put a knee down. That really keeps you much more stable to get in and out and around on the boat, right? Your forward hand will essentially have your jib sheet most of the time. Your aft hand obviously will be on the helm. Okay, so let's just talk about going out on the wire, okay? So I'm gonna reach up, and notice I'm keeping my jib sheet right on my thumb there. I'm gonna reach up onto the puck, and I can just start going out, and I can sit on the rack, right? I can sit on the rack, my crew can trap, and I can keep the boat stable here. And then the easiest way would be I just come over, let me adjust this. I come over, I clip in, right? And I can just slide right on out onto the trapeze wire. And note, I still have my jib sheet, right? So I'm still able to trim that. I've got my helm, so I'm able to drive. And then I think we noted before, you always want to have a tight shoulder strap, so let me tighten that up a little bit. And so here I am out on the wire, and now I'm able to extend, put some weight into it, and have a conversation with my crew and start driving the boat, right? And obviously probably driving upwind right now. So coming in, right, I can grab up on my trap here, and I can just slide in with one foot, and I can come off the trapeze, and again, I can just sit here, and this is stable. Okay, and if the boat slows down a lot, I can easily go right into the middle of the boat. A couple things I'm always looking at is keeping the boat flat, keeping it level, keeping the boat underneath my crew. A bit about driving on an i14, the different responsibilities and such. So obviously you've got the helm back here, you get your twin tiller extensions. On this boat, many of the boats in the US, we've got the foil control system built into the twist grip. So we can foil on or foil off by turning the helm. So you've got that responsibility. Then also you've got the jib sheet. So as a driver, you're trimming the jib with your forward hand, and the crew is trimming the main. Additionally, got vang and cunno right here. I can trim that or let that off, but typically the crew is doing that. But one of the things you just want to make sure is you always have really good communication with your crew. While you're steering the boat and you've got the helm in your hand, the crew probably has more control over the driving with the trimming of the main, and so you really need to be doing that in unison, doing it together, having that constant conversation. As far as maneuvers go, you can really turn the boat as fast or as slow as your crew is moving together with you. So if the crew's moving faster through the boat, you can do a faster turn. If they're moving slow through the boat, or they have an issue, which happens, and you have to stop real quick in the middle of the turn, you want to have that communication so you can slow that turn down. My main concern is keeping the boat flat, keeping it ripping, keeping it fast. It's more stable while it's going fast, and keeping it flat. And what I like to say is keeping the boat underneath the crew, right? Not having the boat come over the top of them, and of course not heeling the other way, but flat, fast, in control with really good communication. Now let's go through some tacks. So again, as skipper, I can take my bail, clip in, and then just go ahead and slide myself out, right? And so I go ahead and slide out. Let me tighten up my trapeze a little bit, and then I can take a foot strap if I need to. And then now I'm driving. I got the jib sheet in one hand, I got the helm in the other, and my crew will be right alongside me with the main sheet. If I want to trap down, I can trap down and take a stronger trapeze position. And then if I want to trap up, I can either keep the jib sheet in my hand or pass it to my backhand. Go ahead and trap up. I typically trap up a little bit before each tack, probably because I'm old. But anyway, and then coming into the tack, I might ease the jib off a little bit, and I'm going to reach up and grab my puck, and I'm going to take my my helm or take my hand and loop my thumb on the jib sheet. So when I let go, the jib sheet is behind the trapeze wire, right? So let's do that again. I come up, I take my thumb, I loop that around the jib sheet like that, and now when I stand up and I drop the trapeze, I got the jib sheet behind the trapeze. So when I stand up, I'm gonna step all the way across the boat. If I've got wide feet, I can get lower in the boat, and I also have a more stable stance position. If the boat was to hit some big bumps, right, and get unwieldy, I can always drop a knee down, but typically you don't want to have to do that. So wide position, going through the turn, I'm going to slide my hand down the helm and bring it up over here. Coming out, I'll switch hands on the helm and then immediately reach for my trapeze. I can grab the bail, sit, stabilize. The crew can be already trapped out, and then notice when I put the bail in, and then I keep tension right here with my hand, and then as I got that tension, now I can just go ahead and slide right on out. Let me trapeze up a little bit. Okay, so now I've got the helm and the jib sheet in my back hand. Now I take the jib sheet with the forward hand. I can trim in a little bit to tighten that jib. I'm talking with the crew on going fast, and at this point I may want to trap down a little bit so we can go a little bit faster. Okay, so let's walk through that a couple of times. Trapping up, reaching up, getting my little thumb trick there, standing up, clearing the bail, stepping across, wide stance, clipping in, keeping tension on that, and then coming out onto the rack. And then again, trimming back in on the jib, and then I can trap down a little bit, and then let's go fast and start ripping. Okay, let's do it a little bit faster now.